7th of September 1996, Las Vegas, Nevada, 11:15 p.m. A white BMW is stopped at a red light on Flamingo Road. In the passenger seat sits the most famous rapper on the planet. He has just watched Mike Tyson knock out Bruce Seldon in 109 seconds. He is heading to a nightclub. He is 25 years old and completely untouchable, or so it seems. A white Cadillac pulls up alongside the BMW. Someone in the back seat raises a .40 caliber Glock. Tupac Shakur is struck by 4 rounds, 2 in the chest, 1 in the arm, 1 in the thigh. The driver, Suge Knight, is grazed by a bullet. The Cadillac disappears into the Las Vegas night. 6 days later, on the 13th of September 1996, Tupac Shakur died of respiratory failure after the removal of his right lung. He was pronounced dead at 4:03 p.m. His mother, Afeni, made the decision to cease medical treatment. He was 25 years old. And the question that has haunted hip-hop, haunted America, haunted the world for nearly 30 years is the same one nobody has ever fully answered. Who ordered it and why? To understand the answer, you have to go back to the beginning. Tupac was born Les Saint Parish Crooks. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a member of the Black Panther Party. She renamed him Tupac Amaru Shakur after an 18th century Peruvian revolutionary. That name alone tells you everything about what she wanted him to become. He spent much of his childhood on the move. In 1986, the family settled in Baltimore, where Tupac attended the elite Baltimore School for the Arts. He distinguished himself both creatively and academically. But before he could graduate, the family moved again, this time to Marin City, California. And that is where the streets found him. His debut album, Tupacalypse, now in 1991, cemented him as a central figure in West Coast hip-hop for his political rap lyrics. He wrote about poverty, police brutality, black mothers, black pain. He was not just a rapper. He was a poet who happened to rap. Eminem called him the greatest songwriter of all time. Nas compared him to Shakespeare. His 1996 album, All Eyes on Me, the first double album in hip-hop history, achieved diamond certification. He had sold over 75 million records. He was acting in films. He was building an empire. But underneath all of it, a war was brewing. On the 30th of November 1994, Tupac was shot 5 times and robbed in the lobby of a Manhattan recording studio. He survived. And in the hours after the shooting, bleeding, betrayed, furious, he looked around and saw Biggie Smalls and Bad Boy affiliates in the building. He never forgave them for it. He believed they knew it was coming. That moment cracked the entire music industry in two. As his career soared and he faced sexual assault charges, Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, posted his $1.4 million bail in exchange for Tupac signing to his label. Tupac walked out of prison and straight into the West Coast camp. The East versus West feud was now personal. On the 4th of June, 1996, Tupac released Hit 'Em Up, a scorched earth diss track aimed directly at Biggie and everyone associated with him. It was the most vicious record in hip-hop history. 3 months later, Tupac was dead. Now here is where the night of September 7th becomes important. Tupac and Suge Knight attended the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. Davis and his nephew Orlando Anderson also attended. After the fight, members of Death Row spotted Anderson near the elevator bank and attacked him. Tupac and Suge Knight were visible among the men who beat Anderson. That brawl in a Las Vegas hotel lobby is what set everything in motion. When Davis learned of the attack on his nephew, he began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. After securing a gun from a close associate, Davis got into a white Cadillac with 3 others, including Anderson. Hours later, that white Cadillac pulled up next to Tupac's BMW at a red light on Flamingo Road. For 27 years, nobody was charged. Witnesses went silent. Leads dried up. 1 year after the shooting, the detective heading the investigation told a reporter that Shakur's murder may never be solved. Then Davis started talking. As far back as 1998, Davis was telling a cable channel he was a front seat passenger in the car from which someone fired the shots that killed Tupac. In 2009, he confessed his role to police but authorities couldn't immediately use the information. In 2018, he appeared in a Netflix documentary. In 2019, he published a memoir. He talked and talked and talked, apparently convinced that enough time had passed that nothing could touch him. He was wrong. Davis talked himself right into jail. Law enforcement in Las Vegas took another look at his claims, and ultimately, he was arrested on the 29th of September, 2023, 27 years after the murder. The indictment alleged Davis obtained a firearm for the attack for the purpose of seeking retribution against Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight. Prosecutors said Davis was the shot caller who orchestrated the plan that was carried out. Davis is the only person still alive who was in the vehicle from which the shots were fired. All three other suspects are deceased. Orlando Anderson, believed by many to have pulled the trigger, was killed in a gang shooting in 1998. The other passengers died too. Only Davis survived. Davis has pleaded not guilty, with his defense arguing he was not even present at the shooting and was not in Las Vegas at the time. His trial has been delayed multiple times and is still ongoing. So after 27 years, we finally have an arrest. We finally have a named suspect. We finally have a trial coming. But the full truth, who else knew? Who else was involved? Whether the East Coast beef played a deeper role than one revenge attack outside a boxing match, none of that has been answered in a courtroom yet. Tupac's sister Sekiwa said it best after the arrest. There have been multiple hands involved, and there remains so much surrounding the life and death of my brother. Multiple hands. A 25-year-old man with 75 million records sold, gunned down at a red light because someone's nephew got beaten up outside an elevator. That is the official story.